A tester has his senses open for any kind of message from any stakeholder. And that's one of the key skills of a tester. And that is also one of the key skills required for the future. And that's old style. So what's new style? These are those 10 points which I call as the new style of software testing. Don't restrict yourself to the output of ChatGPT. Build on it, and at the same time, don't be afraid of tools like ChatGPT. If you are a tester and you're saying, "Hey, how do I add value? I do my work. I do my 9 to 5. I do my 9 to 9 job. How do I add value? I complete my stories. I automate them as well in sprint as well. How else do I add value? A to Z. The future belongs to those who focus on upskilling. What? It's very simple. Learn what you don't know, share what you know. Okay. Build on the base output from tools like ChatGPT and other productivity tools. Analyze key statements. If you have used ChatGPT to analyze key statements like a requirement document, a customer email with points on what to test, what not to test, how to test, and all of that, give yourself one more point on things like, hey, how is the market? Will I be affected? Hey, how is my appraisal by my manager? Oh, it's not under your control. Why are you worried? Focus on things that are under your control.
Hi everyone, once again, a great welcome to this session. Okay, so without any further delays, let's start our next session. The session is on the future of testing is question mark, question mark, question mark. And this is by Ajay Balamurugadass. He is Senior Director QV at GSpan. And a little bit about him. Ajay is a graduate of problem solving leadership, BBST courses by AST, rapid software testing, lean software testing workshops. So Ajay doesn't hesitate to spend on his learnings. Starting his career as a software tester, he continues to be a hands-on software tester along with training new testers, meeting testers in person, presenting at conferences, conducting workshops, and sharing his thoughts through his blogs and tweets. And I'm really excited to call him up on the stage. Really excited for this session. And the title is also very like intriguing what you will be talking about of this. So over to you.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you so much, Vanshika, Test Tribe, and everyone who's there for this session. Thank you very much. Uh, what am I going to talk? Just like with most of my talks, even I'm not aware. Uh, it will slowly kick in. Let me start sharing my screen, and then it depends on the audience energy, of course. I feed, I get my energy from the audience. Good. So thank you, Confix. Thank you, GSpan, and GSpan is hiring. If you're good, we have a position for you. That's the one line pitch for everyone who is good and who wants to experience a new company, a new culture, and wants to work with us. Right. The future of testing is question mark, question mark, question mark. What is that? Let's see. Before we dive deep into the future of software testing, good to know about the history of software testing. Are you aware of this timeline, the history of software testing timeline by Joris Meets? If not, please go ahead and check out this bit.ly later, bit.ly/ Joris, Goris history, Joris history. Okay. We can speak more than 2 hours on this slide itself. Uh, so I'll not do that. I'll leave it to you as a homework after this conference. So diving deep into the history will help us understand what all have we crossed, what we think as, hey, super cool things. Testing has always been done this way. testing will be done this way. All those thoughts would be shaken once you understand the history. So I highly recommend that you check out this history timeline of software testing. It might have been updated only till 2018, but it's still worth it. And Mahesh is checking if I get distracted with this message. It's more of a, see, a tester doesn't get distracted. A tester has his senses open for any kind of message from any stakeholder. And that's one of the key skills of a tester. And that is also one of the key skills required for the future. Okay. So expectations from software testers have also changed, and rightly so. What were the expectations? Analyze your requirement documents, write test cases, execute them and file bugs, automate the test cases, sign off and assure quality, and finally update test cases after release of production bugs. Do take in your share of missing a production bug, missing a bug, all of this. Let's quickly check how many of you agree that you followed this kind of a template, or you agree to all of these. Is this how you test? Let me quickly check. Airmeet. Okay, lots of thumbs up. Yes, thank you. So let's go back. Will it open in the same slide? Let's test it. Slideshow. Three. Yes. And that's old style. That's old style. So what's new style? Now here is a small exercise for you. You need to score yourself 1 point for every point that you agree with. Okay? Simple. You will see 10 points. If you agree with those 10 points, you get a 10. If you are doing any of those, say like 5, you get a 5. Okay? Start counting. These are those 10 points which I call as the new style of software testing. Do you support your internal, external stakeholders, teams like design teams, marketing, sales support? Can you test without requirements? Do you know your customers, users in depth, in and out? Do you pair with other stakeholders? This is not pairing with testers, pairing with developers. Developers is also okay. Do you pair with your BAs? Do you pair with your inside sales team? Right? Do you pair with them and test? Do you learn every day to improve your overall skills? Very important words. Overall skills, not programming, not testing, not communication. Overall skills every day. Do you regularly discuss testing with teams outside your company? How many testers do you know outside your company? Very important question. Even more important question, how many testers outside your company know you? Okay. Do you have a portfolio and social presence? No, not the Facebook. That's what's the app? ClickPay. That app. A notification. So, do you have a social presence where people can find about your professional work by searching about it? It could be GitHub, blog, LinkedIn post, Twitter, Substack, anywhere, right? Do you add value to your organization without hesitation? Do you believe that AI and automation will replace testing? If you believe, score one. Do you believe that testing is easy compared to development? And do you believe all of these? If you believe, whichever point you believe, give yourself 1 point. The last 2 points were added as a joke. So good. You all are good. Anyone who did not score more than 8, especially for those 2 points, great. Good job. Oh, ChatGPT. ChatGPT is everywhere, Ajay. What do we do? How will it affect software testing? How will it affect my job? My boss says it can replace me. What do I do? please go read the blog post that I have written. It is there in that link, bit.ly/AJ chat GPT. This also is a decent talk material, and it highlights the fact that don't restrict yourself to the output of chat GPT, build on it, and at the same time don't be afraid of tools like chat GPT. Yes, tools like chat GPT. Okay, so you continue to add value to organization. And if you are a tester and you're saying, hey, how do I add value? I do my work, I do my 9 to 5, I do my 9 to 9 job. How do I add value? I complete my stories, I automate them as well, in sprint as well. How else do I add value? A to Z. Thanks to Rahul, who created this mind map. We had a discussion in one of the forums, and he created this mind map. So here, let's quickly go through some of the key things, right? Say, for example, D for data. The immediate points that come to our mind is, okay, test data, right? Testers should use tools to create test data. Testers creating test data is very difficult, and if you have the right test data, then you can do great testing. All of those come you know uh, as the first initial thoughts. But here what we wanted to highlight is, as a tester, go ahead and highlight the areas where data is misused. What kind of data? Tester A filed 10 bucks, tester B filed 4 bucks. Tester A is great, better than tester B. No, that's a misuse of the data. Now, if you ask, Ajay, how is this related to the future of testing and our future? See, the reason, if we don't speak up, it will slowly become a norm. And then once it becomes a norm, very difficult to change. It might look like it's such a small thing. It is not a it is not a volcano. It's like very small. It's okay. No, I know it's like some dirt there. I know that practice is not good, right? But uh, should we oppose it now? Kill it when it's small. If it grows big, then the whole industry gets affected. Can I give you one example how the whole industry is affected? In the name of testing interview, what do we ask in the JD? All the tools. Call it a tools interview, right? Why do you call it a testing? Am I saying tools are not important? No, tools are important. But a fool with a tool is still a fool. But a smart guy, even without a tool, will figure out a way to use the right tool. Correct? In our resume, what do we add under skills? All the tool names. In the JD, what we ask? All the tool names. So the candidate also puts tools in the resume. In the interview, we ask about the tools. So this cycle continues. Candidate doesn't change resume because interviewer doesn't pick those resumes. Interviewer doesn't change because candidates are giving those. So we are the interviewers, we are the candidates. So the change needs to be, will be slow, but needs to be continuous and persistent. So let's pick Q. Ask questions like a child. Every parent here, you know how kids ask. What is this? It's a lamp, my dear son. Oh, lamp? But why is it made of plastic? How do we operate it? We do something like this. Oh, where is the battery? Uh, I don't know. I'll have to find out. Okay. How do I find out? And how long will this glow? Will it not become hot? And is it okay if I keep it near my eyes? They ask so many questions, so many, and we need to learn from them. Like Michael Bolton has said before, ask questions like a child, investigate like a detective, advocate like a lawyer, and research like a scientist. These four things, if we apply, our future is secure. our future, our as an individual future, the future of the community, the future of the craft as well, right? Q, ask questions. We hesitate to ask questions. What if the other person thinks that I don't know this answer? Even if you know, the other person can think that you don't. Never ever give the power to someone else of how they make you feel. Okay. So A to Z of how to add value. By now, if you have not taken a screenshot, that's also one key skill. If you see something useful, please do take screenshots. And for those who are saying that we will watch the recording, okay, smart enough. So where does the future lie, and who to whom does the future belong to? The future belongs to those who focus on upskilling. What is upskilling? Any answers in terms of what is upskilling? What do you think when I say upskilling? What? It's very simple. Learn what you don't know, share what you know. Okay. Build on the base output from tools like ChatGPT and other productivity tools. Maybe this is a good time to open the blog from ChatGPT. bit.ly/aj chat. Let's see how quickly does it open. Okay, great. So, see, making use of ChatGPT in software testing, keep keep scoring yourself. How many of you have used ChatGPT for these purposes? If you have used it as a test idea generator, give yourself 1 point. So here I kind of explain how we used it to generate. First, we wrote down our own ideas, and then we used ChatGPT to build on a specific idea, and then use some other tools to build on this again. Right. Next, analyze key statements. If you have used ChatGPT to analyze key statements like a requirement document, a customer email with points on what to test, what not to test, how to test, and all of that, give yourself 1 more point. If you have used ChatGPT as a learning guide, for example, what is multimedia testing, how to test multimedia software, ChatGPT gave away 12 points. Are they good? Are they bad? We don't know. We are learning about multimedia testing, right? So then use one of those points, refine, and ask more deeper questions. Like, for example, here it says there'll be some audio and video issues. So, like, okay, what kind of audio and video issues can one expect in multimedia testing? It then again gives more points. So now you're slowly building your uh, landscape syllabus of learning, correct? So till now we have crossed three. First is test idea generator. Second is analyzing key statements. Third is learning guide. Fourth, to to churn out snippets of code. Okay. Fifth, to summarize a document or video. Yes, it did not do well. It did not take a video, so I fed transcript. By the when I wrote it, it did not take in a video. Now maybe it takes topic outlines. Write a blog outline highlighting how ChatGPT can be used for software testing. So this is like feeding the output of this question to this blog itself, right? It's kind of a self-referential test data that we use, right? And finally, as a brainstorming partner, hey, I think this is how a migration test should be done. What do you think? At 2 a.m., very few people are awake if you're in from your own time zone, but you want to think of some ideas, make use of technology, right? So out of 7 points, what's your score? Five, four. Okay. Trust me, the scores don't matter. You know why the scores don't matter? The scores don't tell me anything about how well you have used that, correct? So don't believe numbers alone. Numbers with stories, yes. Numbers alone, never. focus on things under your control. If you are someone who focuses on things under your control and not on things like, hey, how is the market, will I be affected, hey, how is my appraisal by my manager, no, it's not under your control. Why are you worried? Focus on things that are under your control. Doing good job is under your control, but someone else telling whether it's good or bad, it's under their control. If you can learn to learn, fantastic. That's one of the top skills that you need to have, and it will help you succeed. If you can solve problems, I really don't care if you know 100 test techniques or one testing technique, but if you can solve the problem, I'll give you a bonus. If you can network well and add value, and now we are talking about ChatGPT. Looks like there have been so many LLMs right here from 2018, and you can read more here. Confex LLM. Okay. Okay. Finally, we will wrap up soon, which is, what is the future of testing? The three question marks. I would say three S's. First S is skilled, social, and spontaneous. The future of testing belongs to those who are skilled, belong to those who treat software testing as a social science, and to those people, candidates who are spontaneous and adaptive. Introducing 100 days of skill testing in Twitter. Please do follow. We'll be starting 100 days of skill testing exercises from May 1st. And to read more about software testing as a social science, do read this link. It is by Dr. Kim Kinner. And finally, spontaneous. I don't have any points. It's all spontaneous, right? So this is my PPT done. Quick wrap up. Future of testing. Check out history. Understand history first. Expectations have changed, folks. So pull up your socks and be ready. ChatGPT. We saw that A to Z of how to add value. Don't just take a screenshot and keep it in your desktop and forget about it. Pay attention, ask questions, debate, brainstorm, and then finally fundamental things. But then they'll give you, they'll stick with you forever. That's my promise. Future of testing, the three S. There were three question marks, correct? Skilled, social, spontaneous. 100 days of skill testing. Follow it. Social, software testing as a social science. Read about it. It's like 50 slides, but it's worth its weight in gold. It is from 2008. It is still applicable even today, and spontaneous. Okay. So with that, I am open for questions. I'll stop sharing my screen. And oh, thank you, Dimpi. I'm reading your comments.
Ajay, that was a great session as always. Like put you always put your sessions in such a structured manner. That is something I definitely want to learn from you. So we take some questions now.
How can one be spontaneous to find solutions for unknown validation when there is no document available in the project or outside of the organization? Perfect. Good. Thank you. I love such questions. So, welcome to a mini session on testing. Right. See, start with systematic product modeling. If you have never heard of it, go figure out that's there as part of the Worker Friends, last year's Worker Friends topic. Please go watch it. And then understand heuristics and oracles. And then finally, test data is important. Many people don't use test data the right way. Start using it. Don't put hello, test, and things like that. Start thinking about test, self-referential test data. Then what do we do? Requirement analysis. Uh, do have your own checklist so that even when the product owners are writing the requirement or the feature, you can straight away ask questions. Many a times we don't use those meetings the right way, and hence we are never invited to those meetings, right? So from there on, from requirement to understanding context to test design, bug hunting, utilities driven test execution, test reporting, automation, metrics, with all of those, the landscape is huge. It's just that we somehow think uh, 5 or 6 activities, and then we think we know testing and we are doing a great job. Please get out of that. With that, what will happen is you will start hunting for information from anywhere and everywhere, so that then you will know which information to use when. What looks like spontaneous or spontaneity for others is actually a systematic structured way behind the scenes, right? So it is like, that, oh, if I do this, I need to correct it by doing ABC. How do you know that? By experience, by experiments, right? We don't experiment, and hence we don't experience it, and thereby we don't have it in our mind when it's actually needed. Correct? That comes down to intentional practice. So that I would say is the answer to Swapna.
Okay, so Ajay, I think we are almost done with the session. We'll take one question more, and the rest questions I can send it to you, and you can
Sure.
answer them, and we'll share with the attendees. So, the most voted question: is there any blogs on time management which is critical nowadays?
It is LNO framework by Shreyas. LNO framework by Shreyas Doshi. If you read it, you will be able to understand prioritization and hence get better at time management. What is 100 days of skill testing? Just like 100 days of coding, 100 days of cooking, 100 days of skill testing. You will get exercises for 100 days.
Thank you so much, Ajay. That was really a great session, and how you just quickly pulled up that chart for that question. That was also amazing. Thank you so much for this session. Thank you so much for doing this with us. Thank you. Bye, Ajay.